WRKS Pickens Jackson.
Are you ready? Yes!
Now live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the Bank Plus studio.
You are listening to
Mississippi's '1 sports talk show, The Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Streaming worldwide live on the Out of Bounds radio app and on your radio at ESPN 105.9. The Zone.
Good morning. We are the Out of Bounds Show. 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Brought to you by Stella Artois and the Great Steaks at Kessler Prime and the Renaissance. Get you a rare, medium rare, ribeye, bacon wrap, shrimp, KesslerPrime.com to make a reservation. Did you go to the concert last night?
Didn't this nap took over?
What time did you take a nap?
Took a nap at like 3:30, 4 o'clock.
What time did you get up?
6 o'clock, 6:30.
Oh,
Is
so you
it?
took a 3-hour power nap?
Extended power nap. Yeah, I needed it.
You needed it.
Felt good about it.
Okay.
Got up, smashed some food, went right back to sleep.
Well, did you really?
Yeah, I mean, look, I meant to tell you, 2 nights ago, 10 o'clock,
Really?
lights out.
Is this a girlfriend thing?
I was really tired, but it may have been. I mean, it was.
Does she go to bed before you?
She does, and it encourages me to get in the bed at the same time. You know, just go ahead and get in the bed.
Well, you've been staying up till 1 a.m.
Minimum.
Which you're almost 33 years old.
Minimum.
You know, I think it's probably time to retire that.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Probably looks like it. Feels like it. We'll see. Told you, man, I adopted the Trump sleep schedule.
Yeah, but you don't operate like him. You're not.
Oh, in my mind.
No doubt. In your mind, you are. Yeah. What was it? Margaret Thatcher said she didn't need sleep. Churchill didn't sleep. We've talked about that.
Right.
And then Trump.
I don't.
I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday about that.
Churchill, Trump, me. Same deal.
Yeah.
Not too much of a difference there.
I don't know. What T-shirt are you wearing this morning?
I went back with the U.S. Olympic shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
United States.
While we're still
red,
in the
white,
Olympic
and blue
year, with the red, white, and blue Apple's hat to match it.
Applos hooked you up with the hat.
Well, they got some new ones in that I saw the other day.
Did they?
They're nice. Oh, God, they're so good.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
They got a few new ones.
We'll have to get Justin to hook you up.
Yeah, because they're dope.
Okay. So you need an Applos hat, and you've got the Applos hat on, and it's kind of a red, white, and blue.
It is.
hat.
It's just, you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day.
No, that you can wear a white hat or a white shirt. I think what they mean is
Suits.
they don't want you to wear like a white seersucker suit.
Okay. Is that what that is?
Yes.
That
or
makes
even a white summery sport coat.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
I mean, first of all those rules that were made up coming out of, I don't know,
Do they matter?
the 50s. No. But I mean, you're not going to drop, if you're going to a wedding, which who the hell would get married this weekend? But I got to make this example.
Sure.
If you've got a wedding this weekend,
Right.
you're probably not wearing a seersucker suit.
No. Seersucker's allowed until, I guess, right now.
But in the South, I mean, just yesterday or the day before that, it was 90 degrees.
Right.
So maybe,
I wore one
maybe that doesn't work up in the Northeast where some temps have dropped a little bit more, although, it looks like fall is coming on Monday.
Sure.
And it's been cooler in the morning.
Yeah.
It felt great at Golden Moon and Dancing Rabbit. the 2 day, whatever day I was there.
See, I wore a
little bit of one day, a little bit of the other.
The other day up there.
What now?
I had to wear a seersucker suit the other day up there.
So did you wear a seersucker suit?
It was like October 3rd, but it was still 93 degrees. So getting seersucked was okay.
Yeah. This guy says you have 0 Fs given. So you don't care.
No.
I mean, if you went somewhere in a month, all right, that'd be in November, and you wanted to wear a seersucker suit, you would.
Man, absolutely, with some beautiful shoes to match it.
With some Nikes.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I had the trophy room Nikes on with. See, it's reverse seersucker, so it's dark blue and it's the real dark blue and black instead of the. It's the
so
alternate.
People wouldn't even be able to know.
Nah,
they would think it was a fall or winter driven suit.
Yeah, it's a fall seersucker. I like that. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
It's a year-round.
You've got a suit that reverses.
Yeah.
Is this like?
It's not reversible. It's just the inverted colors of.
Did
the
you get it at
suit.
like the Five and Dime store?
Got it from Stussy. Do you know what that is? Stussy. It was a skateboarding brand back in the 80s, 90s. That kind of like went
Good
away.
hell, are you serious?
Yeah.
You got it from a skateboarding brand. You've got
so nice.
It probably not.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay.
It costs a little, we had to spend
$80,
money.
60, 40.
It was
somebody rip you off.
No, I guess you call it quote unquote designer.
Oh, it's a designer suit from Stussy's or Stussy's.
Yeah, you could go either way there, but it's Stussy.
Okay,
it's STU with the 2 dots over the U.
Okay,
I don't ever know what those things mean, but
War Eagle Rich says, Jackson, you don't seem like a guy that is worried about social norms.
That's a very good point.
Okay,
that's a good point. Yeah,
I mean, you're not a khakis blue blazer with some brown shoes guy.
Don't own that.
No,
don't even own it. Have no idea where I would go to my closet to find that.
Oh God! One day I'm going to take you to.
I really don't actually.
I'm going to take you to the Country Club of Jackson on a Sunday. For the fancy people's buffet,
right?
And just let you
gym shorts
sit and watch.
I mean, they got a dress code there. I know you got a dress code.
I think we can
play.
skirt it if yeah.
The right gym shorts. Not be baggy. They'll look good, athletic-y, like
no,
I've been doing something. Okay,
no, because the stuff you wear doesn't doesn't look good.
No, it looks like I rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
Because I typically just rolled out of bed.
Right.
Well, I mean, social norms. Who put those in place? The people I already
just
don't
random
trust.
people?
I don't trust any of those people. What do they know?
Mad Men?
I could trust them.
Okay.
I could get behind that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that show was kind of, they were all buttoned up, wore a suit every day. Now, granted, they smoked in the office.
Right.
Smoked on planes.
Right.
So it's not like they had all the answers.
Right. Or maybe.
I mean, can you imagine? I got on a plane as a kid in the 80s, and people were smoking around me.
I really can't. I don't know what's necessarily just wrong with it, but
somebody should do a damn documentary on that.
How?
And we thought a 1 cent mask from made in Asia was going to stop COVID.
No.
Social distancing, man.
Don't do it. That's so funny.
I mean, contact
right.
tracing. I mean, how embarrassed should we be? Anyway, back to your social norms. All right, let's go with the agup.com text line, 601-885-3776. We're giving away a Tito's swag bag. So we need you to weigh in on any of the topics that we're going through, which is really gumbo day, pulled pork day, sausage pizza day, no bra day, which evidently our listeners are dedicating to Sam Pittman. I had no idea.
Why is he catching strays here?
Bill Parcells. Somebody text in Parcells. Jermaine Benoit told us how to get rid of man boobs. We may repodcast that, Jackson, later. All right? Yeah. All right. I'm having fun. It's a football Friday. Brought to you by the Wings at Martin's in Livingston. Ooh, I agree with this. Good morning, welcome in. Gumbo does not have tomatoes in it, ever. No, I don't want that. No, thank you. I'm good. It's all about the roux. We're celebrating National Gumbo Day. There's just nothing better than an unbelievable cup or bowl of gumbo with your, again, significant other or a buddy talking some sports. Some Ole Miss LSU. I'll go ahead and give my pick. I've got LSU 31, Ole Miss 28.
Okay.
Tomorrow night in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
So if you want to give me the 3.5, I'll take it.
Interesting.
I wouldn't bet it. Yeah, the game could go either way. I think Ole Miss could easily win it. I think LSU could easily win. Well, I'm sorry, both teams will earn it.
Sure.
I think it's going to be an absolute throwdown, heavyweight fight, war for 4 quarters. I think the matchups are fascinating and super intriguing. The one that I'm really looking at is Nussmeier and LSU against Walter Nolan and the Ole Miss defense. Now, all of them are the other one is cool too, Dart against the LSU D. But for me, it's Nussmeier in the LSU offense going against Pete Golding and Walter Nolan and the Ole Miss defense. Who's going to give? Who's going to get the better of the other? The Ole Miss offense with Nussmeier and this little freaky freshman running back that's built like a freight train.
Right.
Or Ole Miss and Walter Nolan and Pete Golding. What's going to give? And then field position. Is somebody going to fumble a punt? Or will LSU or Ole Miss give the other the football around the 15-yard line or 20-yard line? Strip sack, what? Who knows? And I do think that field position is a big, big deal. Big deal. Will one of the two teams be pinned back all night? And will one of the two teams start, at their 35, 40 on average over the course of the evening? It's a big deal. And then we all know about red zone efficiency, both for all 4 units. Simple, simple, simple. And obviously in the top 2 or 3 is explosive plays. Who has more? Dart in the Ole Miss offense, Nussmeier in the LSU offense. Explosive plays, explosive plays. And as Crazy Pills tells us, can you score outside of the red zone? Because those are daggers. If you're on the 30, can you score? Marching in. If you're on the 35, can you score? 40. I'll go LSU 31, Ole Miss 28. I think Alabama beats the snot out of South Carolina.
Yeah. Bad news bears for those guys.
But here's the deal. If Kane Womack can't get them a little bit more, gap, sound, discipline, tackling, then, maybe Bama's not going to get there. Maybe Bama's not going to run the gauntlet and get where they want to go. I think Milroe in the offense can score and work people, and DeBoer's brilliant. Kane Womack's a really good young head coach. Can you imagine if they'd have hired Brad White from Kentucky? He'd have walked to Tuscaloosa for $1.5 to $2 million.
Oh, we can't go back on that right now. You already walked back on DeBoer?
No. I'm not walking back. I'm not giving up on DeBoer.
Okay. All right.
Hell, I'm not giving up on Jeff Lebby.
Well, that's a good point.
I mean, obviously, DeBoer walked into a much better situation in that team went to the college football playoff last year, and they're the number 1 recruiter in the country. Jeff Lebby, Mike Leach his funeral was less than 2 years ago, not counting everything else.
Wow.
So, I'm not giving up on Lebby. They got a lot of work to do. Tomorrow's not going to be good for them. No point in getting upset. It's too good a day. It's going to be a beautiful day, good food, beverage,
Football.
Bet on a couple of games, get out, get some sunshine on you, all that kind of good stuff. Oh, Brad Wise says LSU will not score 20 points. Oh, my gosh. What's he talking about?
Yeah, I don't know where you got that at.
What's he talking about? What?
I mean, this Ole Miss's best defense, Ole Miss's best team.
Okay, Kentucky is 91st in offensive scoring efficiency, and South Carolina is 64th in offensive scoring efficiency.
Ouch.
Talk to me. Neither one of the, I mean, Diamond Dave Bartu came on the show. We may cut it up and drop it for you at 8:30 and said both of those offenses are garbage. And they are. Neither one of them are any good. Neither one of them are in the top 60. Kentucky's not in the top 90. Not in the top 90 in offensive scoring efficiency.
With the expectations there, is this?
I'll take that bet, Brad. Why? I'll take that bet.
Yeah,
I will.
Is this a must-win ball game?
It's a must-win ball game for both of them because they both want to go to the college football playoff. LSU lost to Southern Cal in a close, good game, and Ole Miss lost to Kentucky in a close, good game. So two losses, and it's going to get real dicey because we're going to have a ton of two-loss teams.
Right.
Not just in conference.
Right.
Talking about around the country.
Golly.
And you are going to have G5 representation.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not happy about it, but these are the rules. I don't make them. I think it should be all P5 teams, and G5 should have their own playoff, and I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if the G5 did an 8-team playoff, it'd be fun as hell, and people would bet on it.
Yes.
With Boise and all those teams.
We'd blow it up.
But instead, this is what we're going to do. And I get financially, even getting one team in is which is crazy, I guess, is better financially than playing an 8-team playoff.
Yeah.
In the top two teams.
That makes
Whatever.
sense there, baby.
Whatever.
So UNLV was going to be, they were the front runners to lead that and to be the G5 guy that gets in.
They lost to Syracuse in overtime.
They lost last week.
McCord.
1 week or the next game after the quarterback did his little.
Well, it was it was 2 games later, right?
It was 2 weeks later.
Right. So they won a game.
They beat Fresno State. That's right.
Right.
That's
Right.
They were 3-0. Yeah. Okay. And then
Look, Barry Odom was not going to let the UNLV QB hijack the team.
program, because that's what
He just wasn't.
Smart man.
Yeah. I mean, look, they didn't lose to Syracuse. They may not be great in Power 5,
Sure.
but they recruit way better than UNLV.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that they landed McCord from Ohio State, who was balling out for Syracuse, and the fact that Hugh Freeze and others didn't go get him. I mean, we talked about Diego Pavia. The fact that others didn't go get McCord, like Florida State, like Auburn, like Florida, because Miami just said, we got to do it. Because Mario Cristobal is just not a good enough head coach.
Right.
He's a phenomenal recruiter, but he is not a good enough head coach. And he went and got Cam Ward, and Cam Ward is balling for Miami.
Good.
I mean, they're almost losing games, but he can pull a rabbit. He can fourth quarter, extend the drive, do all kinds of crazy stuff. Even with Cristobal trying to screw it up down in Miami and trying to lose to Virginia Tech and Cal. They've got a dude who can ball. What'd they score, 21 points in the fourth quarter against Cal? Cam Ward. If you don't have a quarterback, it's not happening. Kyle McCord can ball for Syracuse.
Why do they keep getting these quarterbacks?
I don't know. They got Garrett Schrader before him.
Right.
Garrett Schrader was unbelievable for Syracuse. He started his career at Mississippi State. 6'4", 225, 230 pounds, had nothing around him. He was unbelievable.
So good.
And I'm proud of him.
Me too.
I'm happy for him. I mean, he balled his bells off up in Syracuse, a place that doesn't give a damn. They're in upstate New York.
4-1, baby.
I mean, they may as well be in Canada.
Basketball.
Good hell. We are the Out of Bounds Show. We're powered by mssmarthomes.com. You want the Sonos surround system for your house, for games, music, and movies. Powered by mssmarthomes.com. Question. No shirt, no
Year
bra,
round.
no nothing at Dega.
Year round.
It would make Mardi Gras blush. Yeah, I'm serious. The Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by the Men's Clinic in Madison and the Men's Clinic in Brandon. If you feel like you're low testosterone, don't have the sex drive or the energy, you want to get in there. And they'll walk you through the test and see what direction you want to go. Dr. Mike Manning and Dr. Cliff Adams. TheManThing.com. The Men's Clinic in Madison and the Men's Clinic in Brandon. Dr. Mike Manning, Dr. Cliff Adams. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in to the Out of Bounds Show. 105.9 The Zone ESPN. I made my pick for the game of the week. I have LSU winning 31-28 in Baton Rouge. LSU 31, Ole Miss 28 in Baton Rouge. I expect it to be a close game. Either team can win. Ole Miss laying 3.5 in the game. 62.5 is the total. It could be a track meet. I may be low. Yeah. I could be low. By the way, that's going with the under. So I could be dead wrong. It could be 35-30 LSU or Ole Miss. And then you get the over. Even at 31-30, you don't get it, though.
That's crazy.
So, we'll see if it's really are they going to get up in the mid-30s? Both of them? I don't know. We'll see.
They've had some track meets in the past few years.
Ole Miss has not won down there since 2008. And that was Jevin Sneed, Dexter McCluster.
Oh, yeah. Loved him.
And, one of the Ole Miss favorites, Houston Dale Nutt.
Yes, sir.
How did he never coach again after getting fired from Ole Miss?
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's a good football coach. Just torpedoed his career. 2 good years, 2 terrible years. Gone. Isn't that crazy? Walked in and to Eddie O's talent, and because Eddie O couldn't coach and Houston Dale Nutt can, walked into Ed Ogeron's talent and won day one. With Jevin Sneed and Dexter and God, they had some dudes on the defense. Man, when they went down and beat Florida and Tim Tebow, they were disruptors. And then Dan Mullen in his first year beat Houston Dale Nutt in Starkville, and Houston Dale never recovered. It's crazy. He had won at Arkansas and won big. He went to Atlanta 3 times. At Arkansas, he went to the SEC championship game 3 times. Owned Mississippi State. Him leaving helped Mississippi State start beating the Razorbacks. Mullen and Moorhead and so on. Hell, Arnett took that team up there last year and won 7-3. I mean, they couldn't get a first down last year, and they won 7-3. But Houston Dale I hope New Mexico's good to him.
Put some respect on that guy's name.
Where does he live? Santa Fe? When we had dinner down at in Orange Beach and we were all staying at Turquoise Place, he told me he absolutely loved living out there. I thought it was interesting that he and his wife, but I mean, I guess probably they're elevated altitude wise and, in a beautiful town. He's got plenty of money and life's good. I hope it is for him. He was nice. He's more reserved than I thought because he was kind of hyper quirky in interviews and on the sideline. And maybe that was just by the people that were there. Maybe he was tipping the cat, because Vince Dooley, his wife, Barbara Dooley, strong personality. She was the strongest personality at the table. And then Philip Fulmer has a very Attila the Hun type personality. R.C. Slocum's one of the nicest guys in the world. And then Bobby Johnson doesn't count. He was the former Vanderbilt coach. He was quiet as a mouse. Was there one other coach there? Vince Dooley, R.C. Slocum, Philip Fulmer, Houston Dale, and Bobby Johnson. I think that was it.
Just to let you know, by the Red Cup Rebellion, which is the little Ole Miss deal,
Okay.
did a simulation of the game for the weekend on College Football 25.
Oh.
Which I love. I love that.
And Trey Harris and Bentley evidently are playing.
So they're
Go
playing.
ahead.
So, now they're calling them the cardiac Rebs because they keep giving everybody heart attacks. They give themselves heart attacks.
How's that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But Ole Miss led the game 31-3 at halftime of the simulation.
Okay.
31-3.
That's not happening tomorrow night, but go ahead.
To start they end up going up 38-3 at one point in the third quarter, and then LSU storms back with 34 straight unanswered points. They miss a 2-point conversion to tie it up. The game ends up 38-37. Ole Miss winning by 1 point.
I could see that.
In Death Valley.
Not in that way.
Right, of course.
But I could see Ole Miss
around
winning 38-37.
Absolutely could. There have been times, this is a thing that they do every single year for the Super Bowl, especially
on all games that
games,
are played,
sure,
college and NFL.
But
they run the simulations.
At one point, they were airing the simulation of the Super Bowl.
That's awesome.
why wouldn't you? Throw
That's
it up there.
awesome.
People were watching. Hey, why not? And they actually would get kind of close.
Okay.
There was a stretch. I want to say, I don't think it was either 5 or 6 years, where they got the winner right. The score was decently close. Obviously, you had a few years. One of the years, though, was the blowout that Peyton suffered. So that was kind of an anomaly.
Okay.
And did I use that word right? Golly, I'm hot today.
You are. You used the word mitigate before the show and used it correctly, which is rare. And I would actually kind of, you were going on, and I kind of zoned out. I was reading a text. So hopefully you used anomaly right.
I'm going to go with it.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have the audio on Heather talking about Lane Kiffin? Okay. All right. I don't know who this is. Again, I don't watch Feinbaum, but I recognize he's had a good thing going and got a good thing going. It's more for people 60 and over, which is fine. And hey, that's a big audience that doesn't have a lot to do. So more power to him late in the afternoon and evening of capturing retirees. This is Heather on Feinbaum talking about Lane Kiffin.
Heather
Jackson?
McMahon.
Okay, there we go.
I used to be a reporter. You're forcing me to follow up here and ask you about this Nick Saban joke that bombed in Montgomery, Alabama.
Well, I love the Saban family. Kristen Saban, Nick's daughter, has just been a big fan and such a kind friend to me. And I was doing a joke about Nick Saban, and then she came up to me after the show and said, "I loved that joke about my dad." And I just said, "I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Who's your father?" And she's like, "Yes, my father is Chris Saban." And my butt clenched, but we've been friends since. So good thing that went over well.
So I've had this long-standing friendly feud with Lane Kiffin. We are friends,
Right.
but he acts like he hates me because he claims I got him fired, which I did.
Oh, God.
But that's beside the point. But so
Right.
I mean, Kiffin is so vulnerable because he's essentially a teenager in his late 40s. Do you go easy on him because he's your coach?
I go easy on him. Okay. I feel like Ole Miss, we are always kind of fighting, for our position. And also he's adorable. I mean, listen, my husband's a Penn State fan and some days he drives me nuts. So if Lane's ever single, if this doesn't work out with him, I'll be ready in the wings waiting. But I love Lane. Ole Miss, I just played a show in Oxford, and it feels so good to be back. The energy in Oxford, it's palpable. You can feel it. Everybody is just so pumped that he's there. So I love the guy.
Listen, I know you're married and all that, the things that come with married kids and all that. But seriously, Lane Kiffin is single. He's dating, but that's no big deal. He's been dating his whole life. Would you be interested? I mean, would you just tell your husband forget it?
I love my husband, but I'll tell you what, when we beat Penn, my husband is the most diehard Penn State fan in the world, and there was no better joy in my life than when Ole Miss beat Penn State around New Year's this past year. That was the greatest moment in my life. I don't want to throw my husband Jeff under the bus, but if he did get hit by a bus tomorrow, I am absolutely showing up to the Ole Miss athletic department and letting Lane know I'm available.
Wow. So that was Heather on Feinbaum. I don't know who she is, or I didn't know of her as a caller. But first of all, Feinbaum led off the deal with Kiffin acts like a teenager in his late 40s. I agree with that. And then Heather, I agree that the overwhelming majority of the female fan base, Ole Miss female fan base, wants to sleep with Lane Kiffin because he's a good-looking guy. He's got that, boyish deal going, and I mean, women swoon over him.
The frat star.
Yeah. Patrick Kelly, my buddy with Finch and Kelly, said, Bo, he's perfect for us.
No doubt.
I mean, he looks like a frat brat. He's got the sticker. What was it called? The Salt Life sticker on the back of his SUV.
Did he?
No, he was like kind of drawing the typical Ole Miss.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say, no way
And
Lane did.
he's obnoxious and, all of that. And when you're winning, that works. And also all of that keeps him from getting jobs.
Right.
So Ole Miss fans are sitting there embracing the hell out of the fact that he acts like a teenager in his late 40s. Hell yeah, because you're winning like you've never won in the history of your program.
Benefits them for him to do
And
that.
as long as he's there, he's going to, there will be different levels, and he's not always going to go close to 11-2, but what he has done is extraordinary. And he's the best coaching hire in the history of Ole Miss.
No,
And that's including, Vaught, Tuberville, and this is such a more minor sport compared, but Bianco, who are, all three rock star hires. But I mean, it's simple. It's Vaught, it's Tuberville, who took you off life support and told you weren't awesome. I mean, that was what was great about Tuberville. I mean, he had been at Miami and A&M, and he was like, y'all need to get your stuff together. And then Bianco. And the Kiffin trumps all three. Yeah. And I know it's, again, pre-integration, and I don't really take a lot, but Vaught won from 47 to 69 or whatever it was.
Free still means his tenure meant more right now. It set all this up.
There's some truth.
Sets
All of it set
sure.
Vault's run because the guys, a dozen plus, two, three, 4 dozen guys that went to school at Ole Miss in the mid 60s or so, give or take, late, are funding and are helping fund NIL. So you could say Vaught, you could say Tuberville by resurrecting the program, and you could say Freeze got the band back together.
There we go.
And was recruiting. I mean, they were doing whatever it takes to sign Laramie Tunsil and other players. And now Kiffin saw he was the first one to understand that the portal could change the game for a program like Ole Miss that's not, top 15.
Squirrel trips me out.
What's he doing?
He said he wanted to let us know that he's in the video when Feinbaum's show comes on, the new Taylor Hicks song. He said, I'm in the scene after Feinbaum's on the ground with Bully. Yet he stays humble. He remains humble. Well, we appreciate that.
Great. Squirrel. When Feinbaum wrote his book, when the SEC network started, they called me to get 2 Mississippi State fans and 2 Ole Miss fans over there for the cover of the photo shoot in Bryant-Denny.
Really?
So I tapped 2 Ole Miss people and 2 Mississippi State people to go.
I wish you could air them out on air and tell us who it was, but I'm not going to.
Well, it was. I remember Josh and Allison.
How'd you make the pick?
You didn't have a lot of time.
Sure, yeah.
And
you got to go.
I just
made the pick.
I just had to. I mean, the guy was like, "Hey, man, Feinbaum said that you would know. We need 2 Mississippi State fans and 2 Ole Miss fans in the next
20. Yeah,
I don't remember. Maybe it was 3 days.
Sure.
I don't even remember. It was too long ago. And they need to get to Bryant-Denny Stadium, and they need to be there, and they're going to be there for a couple hours for the photo shoot.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
But first he was like, "Do you want to do it?" I went, "Hell no." But yes, I want to pick some people because I think that's cool.
Oh no!
Oh my God, he got on the set.
No.
That's just
attaboy.
Goodness gracious. Hey, Brad, have you been able to find the eat on the floor thing? You did?
Is it from as long as it's from Kirby's post game one day out there on the presser?
Okay, let's do our Kirby Smart drop. Here we go.
If you're willing to eat off the floor, you can be special.
So the question is, is Georgia willing to eat off the floor this year with all the stuff, with all the players getting arrested and everything they've got going on? You kind of get the sense that there's a big helping injection of entitlement in that program from winning so big, and that's a party town and so on. What do you got?
Well, I didn't realize that the first part of this clip that has it literally Kirby says the disease that creeps into your program is called entitlement.
Yeah.
Did we play that hit?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, it's a whole minute. Here we go.
And tell you a quick story. I walked in they got a real nice head coach's office in that room over there. And I don't know if Stetson knows this, but I walked in, my 10-year-old son, Andrew's balling. And I was like, oh no, somebody's hurt his feelings, somebody's thrown him down, somebody's done something to him. I said, why are you crying? You're gonna ruin my moment. He said, Stetson's leaving. Stetson's gone. I said, he's 25 years old, he's gotta go. Gotta leave. But he's bawling about Stetson being gone, and most of our team, we'll have a lot of guys coming back. We're gonna lose some really talented guys, probably gonna lose some juniors, but the disease that creeps into your program is called entitlement. And I've seen it firsthand, and if you can stomp it out with leadership, then you can stay hungry. And we have a saying around our place, we eat off the floor. And if you're willing to eat off the floor, you can be special.
Evidently, they eat off the floor while going 150 miles per hour.
No doubt.
Because they're getting arrested left and right. Now, they won 2 national championships, then NIL hit, and of course, Georgia raised a gazillion dollars, which is not being talked about because they don't have to dance in the portal. But believe me, their players are compensated way more than all these others that you're hearing about that dance in the portal. And and Georgia doesn't have to overpay for players either because they're Georgia. But what they have, 94,000 donors, 94,000 of their alums, boosters, fans gave to their NIL collective or initiative. So they've got more money than God. as far as what they want to do. But the question is, has entitlement creeped into the program to the point where Kirby can't control it? Ooh. I don't know if that's necessarily true yet. It won't matter tomorrow. They're playing Mississippi State, and I hate that. I wish Mississippi State had, a hell of a football team, and they can again if they do what they need to do. Some of this has not been self-inflicted, Mike Leach dying, and some of where they are has been self-inflicted. But my God, if Vanderbilt can be, more than solid, how about that?
Yeah,
sure. I was going to say more than good. I don't know if I want to go there yet.
Dude.
Then and damn near anybody can win in college football today with just a few players. I mean, it's a quarterback and a couple players on offense and a couple of players on defense, and then just fill in with some athletes and you can compete. But it will be interesting to see, who can run this gauntlet. Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, Texas, Ole Miss. Can LSU creep in? I don't know. They don't have a lot of wiggle room, but tomorrow night's going to be a hell of a test for both the Tigers and the Rebels. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're driven by your next Ford Bronco from Mack Hike Ford. They got the 2-door and 4-door. I was there twice this week, and you should see how many beautiful Ford Broncos they have at Mack Hike Ford, I-55 North in Jackson. If you're in the market for a Ford Bronco, go, and they've got every color under the sun. I can't believe they make that. It's kind of their Jeep. It's just cool. People want it. It's stylish. It's a fun vehicle. And so they're making all kinds of colors, and they've got the 2- and 4-door Ford Bronco at Mack Hike Ford, I-55 North in Jackson. And go see Justin Waite and the crew there. What are you doing?
I'm looking at Diego Pavia's Twitter feed.
You're obsessed with him because he's now making money,
that's what
which I love. So tell me what's going on. Has he said he's making money?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
They sold his jersey for what, $18,000 and change?
$18,000.
So he probably netted out 80% of that. Good for him. So that's a little lick for a college kid.
That would be a
what is that? $15K?
Yeah.
Good for him. I mean, that's not counting all the other money he's getting.
Right. He's everywhere.
I mean, he's probably made $50,000 in 4 days, maybe more.
Yeah, for sure. Probably over that. But he's living his best life, man. He's at Bridgestone Arena. He's on the big screen. No one knew who he was last week.
Can he stay the kid from the Valley that came from nothing, that had to go the JUCO route, then nobody wanted him and had to go to New Mexico State, then nobody wanted him and he had to go to Vanderbilt, and he just beat Bama? Can he keep that dog in him, that chip on his shoulder, that edge?
He talked to Johnny Manziel over the week.
Well, I may want to stay away from that.
College football wise, you may want to dive in.
You love it.
I love it.
God, you and Johnny Manziel running together as college students?
Damage.
Good Lord. The Out of Bounds Show is powered by Rick's Pro Truck. Your next toolbox for your truck is powered by RPT. Rick's Pro Truck, your next set of WeatherTech floor guards, powered by RPT and Rick's Pro Truck. Fat Jack Ross, handicapper to the gods at 9:30. Test, test. 1, 2, 3.
Now live in the Bank Plus studio, where college football meets the all lifestyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
The Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds, streaming around the world live at the Out of Bounds radio app and on your radio at ESPN 105.9.
Where are you?
The Zone.
Oh, Mary Pat left, Ron. Good morning. Welcome in the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Football Friday. Brought to you by the amazing wings, redfish sandwich, and blue plates at Martin's in Livingston. Great place to watch the games. The way that Joseph renovated that place, it looks awesome. Martin's in Livingston. Wings, ice cold Stella Artois, ice cold Budweiser, good friends in the games. The ultimate game day experience. Martin's in Livingston. This is 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Hope you're doing well. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Bet 50, play 40 at Pearl River Resort. The Golden Moon Casino on the property of Pearl River Resort. Inside it is the Timeout Lounge Sportsbook. Bet $50 there. Play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $40. Bet 50, play 40. Do we have the Mary Pat audio? All right, let me set this up. This is so delicious. We've really had some good audio today, and I'm proud of Jackson on a Football Friday. He's motivated for the weekend. He's all excited about going to the fair and getting a stomach ache again. So y'all know over the years I've talked about Ron White, the comedian, and the fact that the guy is a nut, but he's super talented. And he tells this bit on one of his stand-up routines about being over in Monaco. And Dr. Phil, y'all know Dr. Phil, the bald guy who has the show. Dr. Phil is over there, and he calls him. Dr. Phil calls Ron White, and he says, Ron, you want to come party on the yacht? And I think we all know this. When anybody asks you, do you want to party on the yacht? Do you want to fly somewhere with me on my plane? Or do you want to go to some kind of cool beach house or whatever it is? Or can I take you to an amazing dinner at a super restaurant? You say, I can't say what Ron White said, but he said F yeah, but you say yeah, okay? And he tells the story about getting on the yacht, and they have this insane night. Ron White gets hammered and makes a complete blank of himself. Well, another couple friend of Dr. Phil's are a very straight-laced couple, Baptist couple from, I think, Dallas. And so this is him walking you through the story. It's hilarious. And Ron White gets in trouble with his wife, and then he asks his wife about Mary Pat. And we all know a Mary Pat, especially in the Sun Belt. And so this is the back and forth.
Did Mary Pat laugh? Mary Pat left is what Mary Pat did.
Anyway, it's a great bit and segment within one of his stand-ups. And it's just, I've got a crew of friends. It's actually my Murfreesboro Mafia. And they were on a text, and Mary Pat's always referenced because she has to be. We all know a Mary Pat. The agup.com text line 601-885-3776. Twitter handle at Bowbounds, powered by Superior Foundation for all your foundation repairs. Superior. And the Michelob Ultra caller line is 601-707-3750. Are we going to do this thing in the next segment? Okay. We're going to feature Key City's Oktoberfest. You're going to want to watch it on camera. It'll be amazing. I'm going to pour a beer in the next segment. And I'm going to spin the prize wheel. If you're on our YouTube page, Out of Bounds Sports, you've got 10 minutes to get on there. Well, 10, 11, 12 minutes, 13, because it'll be throughout the segment. It's going to be right before we have Fat Jack Ross, the handicapper, on. So in the 9:15 segment, I'm going to walk over to the bar. I'm going to open a Key City Oktoberfest, and Jack left us those two unbelievable glasses. Are they chalices? Or they're Key City chalices? They're not quite like the Stella Artois chalice, but is that close enough? That's their, yeah, everybody's got their own thing. Beautiful glasses that Key City out of Vicksburg dropped off. And then I'm going to spin the prize wheel, and we'll give away a couple of things, including, I know Tito's swag is on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely on there. Now, is a chalice, is that also considered a goblet?
I don't know.
Got to be to the right.
Is it the same thing?
I think so.
Okay, well, let's ask our listeners.
Love a goblet. Goblet just seems like a.
Well, so Wendy says this all the time. I'm a glass snob. Like if I'm drinking wine, I want it in the glass that I want it in.
Yeah.
I hate when you go to a restaurant, you get a very shallow wine glass. I'm like, dude, I want a full. You don't have to fill it up.
Right.
I don't care whatever your pour is your pour. I have to know that going in. All right. I'm not Country Tom who raises hell when they don't get, it all the way up to the rim. You need to be at whatever, cock of the walk. But the point is, I want a full, in other words, a deep, glass of wine.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, a Riedel, there's all sorts of different shapes and sizes, and there's other company names, but I want it right. Okay? I don't want this little bitty, thing. That's not what I want.
Yeah.
Now, if I want a Glencairn glass and we're just sipping on stuff, trying things, that's fine. That's a small little glass. I want a Riedel that's right, and so on.
I think goblets are typically going to be metal.
No kidding?
Yeah, you don't remember the old days where the kings would drink out of a goblet?
Of course I do. I watched enough King Arthur movies and Camelot and Viking movies. I mean, that's like every other show on Netflix.
Yeah, right? It has a base and a stem, just does not have handles. That'd be a trophy.
Well, this one has a stem. It is a cool looking glass.
That's one of the coolest glasses. Now, Mac and Vicksburg hit us on the text line.
What'd he say?
With a really sweet Key City Oktoberfest mug.
No, he didn't.
It's pretty dope.
Jack did not bring us one of those.
Yeah,
I'm not sure Jack's ever going to be allowed in studio again.
Kind of disappointed because the
wow,
mug's really dope.
Wow.
Maybe this is at Key City, or a restaurant that they are.
Right, I did a show there. You produced it.
Yeah, that's right. They had the restaurant in the place. Maybe this is that. Not 100%, but I mean,
where's the thing
on the text line?
Let me find it here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that thing is sweet.
That's what I'm telling you. I love that.
That's ballin'. I love it. So that is a goblet?
No.
That's a mug.
That's a mug.
All right.
Mug.
All right. I want Bo's pick on the Ohio State at Oregon game. Ohio State wins.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Buckeyes.
Handedly.
I'm going with the Buckeyes.
Oregon ain't any good. They're no good.
Even Bartu doesn't like. He's not happy with Oregon, even though they're winning. He just said, they money whip people, and that's it. There's nothing to Dan Lanning. But yet, every college football writer, as soon as a job opens up, they put Dan Lanning in the top 3.
Lazy.
We are the Out of Bounds Show. We're brought to you by Key City Beer in Vicksburg. Go to YouTube right now. Search Out of Bounds Sports. We're about to be live. We're going to spin the prize wheel and drink Key City Oktoberfest. YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. And then comment there, and we'll love you. want you to go to our YouTube page right now, search Out of Bounds Sports, and if you comment live, you can enter to win some cool Tito's swag. Well, among other stuff. We'll throw in, it depends on what you want. We got 2 rounds of golf to Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, whatever. I'm also going to spin the prize wheel if I have time. Woo, you hear that? That sounds like winning. Yeah, how about that? That sounds like winning. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we've got the setup here. So go watch the show right now. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. We've got some swag out. These are amazing. Tito sent these little flags that were popular when I was a kid, but they're mini.
Is it a patch?
Oh, is it a patch?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Sew it on. I got a bunch of stuff to patch out.
Okay. I'm featuring Ole Miss and LSU. We got the powder blue helmet, the LSU helmet. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. I'm behind the bar. Hold on, Jack sent me stuff on the Key City Oktoberfest. It was way too much, and I love him for that. German-style amber lager. Rich, they call it their Prost. Key City Prost, P-R-O-S-T. But it's their Oktoberfest. Key City's out of Vicksburg. It's delicious beer. German-style amber lager, rich and balanced with notes of malty sweetness and fall flavors that brings you straight to Munich, which is in Germany. Amazing. So I've had these beers in, Jack left them outside. I've had the beer, what's going on? I've had the beers in this little ice thing.
Love it.
So they're cold. He brought them, a bunch of them for us. I'll send you home with a couple.
Love that.
Jackson. And I'm excited about it. We've got the other Key City beer. We've got Mississippi Queen on tap, which is delicious. We want you to comment on, what are they saying?
We got people going back and forth. We've got they've been able to decipher the difference in a goblet and a chalice. Goblets are stemmed versus chalices, which are flat, heavy bottoms with a wide mouth. I wasn't aware of such. Shane hits us with LSU by 50, which is responded to by Rad Tech. LSU couldn't score 50 if they played 8 quarters.
Wow. Okay, so I like the trash. I would love for y'all to go and start trash talking on our YouTube page.
There. I love it.
Search Out of Bounds Sports. All right, I'm going to pour this, and then we'll spin the wheel a little bit.
Like it.
And
Tyler Emerson says he'll
need
be
a sip
drinking
of
Miller
water.
Lite in a goblet. He said he'll be drinking some adult beverages in a goblet this weekend when State handles Georgia.
Look, Georgia's on upset alert. We already know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been broadcasted. It's put on the air now.
Here's my New York Mets hat that Jason gave me. And
Solid.
I'm a Mets fan. What's that dude's name? Lindor?
Francisco Lindor.
Lindor. All right. Let's go ahead and spin this is cold. Woo! This is Key City's Oktoberfest. We're pouring. Isn't this beautiful, Jackson?
It's the glass itself is the most beautiful glass ever.
Golly, it's so good looking. Man, I'll pour you some too.
I like that.
All right. So cheers to a great weekend of college football and Key City Oktoberfest or Prost. I feel like a beer expert or aficionado. I'm a craft beer insider.
There it is.
Boom.
There
I'll put that on my LinkedIn page.
Should.
Maybe I'll get another job.
Squirrel.
All right, so I haven't had it this year. I had it last year. Let's do a little toast. Aren't these glasses cool?
It's a good dark amber. I love that.
Golly.
Squirrel made the jump with us from the text line over to the YouTubes. Said he is still waiting on his bag of hot air. Which we'll gladly get that to him, right?
We'll get that for him.
All right.
And something else. That is delicious.
Yeah.
All right, let's spin the wheel. You have to comment on our YouTube page to enter. And you could win, I mean, we've got Tito's swag bag, which we just told you we have new stuff. We have Dancing Rabbit Golf, Burgers Blues Barbecue, Raggio hats, goat shirts. That's, well, kind of Eli Manning, Dak Prescott shirts that I made, but not really. Autographed bag of air. Autographed sports swag. Okay, cool. Should I spin it, baby? All right. YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. Let's see what we got. Tito's swag bag.
No way.
We just got all the new
Really?
Tito's stuff in.
How about that?
All right, you can pick a winner. Tito's swag bag. I mean, they sent. Look at this. I mean, a Yeti. This is a cool Tito's Yeti. Look, we got the beanies. There's ranch dressing. But anyway, all right. Do we have time to do one more? What?
It really is.
It does.
That was a very good spin then.
This Key City Oktoberfest is excellent. You can find it at the Keg House in Ridgeland on Highway 51 by Fleet Feet.
Boom. All right.
All right, do we have time to go again?
Yeah, I need another spin.
All right.
That's what we like.
Boom. Boom.
Ooh.
Autographed sports swag.
What do you know? The ones we were just talking about.
We've got, we'll let them pick from what we have back there.
There's I believe there's a pretty good collection back
Yeah,
there.
there's a good baseballs. I'm not giving away our Mike Leach stuff.
Well, no. Well, you can't do that.
Especially after him passing away.
Right. We
I
still
think I
got.
may have some smooch stuff, but we'll see.
The question is, do you have another spin in you?
Yeah, I got it.
And we still got a minute and a half here. Might as well get another spin in.
All right, go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. This segment is brought to you by Key City Beer out of Vicksburg and their delicious Oktoberfest.
Comment and subscribe.
Here we go. One more, Jackson said, before we get out of here. Oh, spin again.
Oh,
Oh, come on. Come on. Come on.
big one.
Come on. Autographed sports swag again.
Again.
It's not
I
bad.
mean, look, we're just giving people what they want.
Yeah. We're just giving people what they want.
And that's
Hey, thanks for going to YouTube and searching Out of Bounds Sports. We would love for you to subscribe. Jackson puts a ridiculous amount of work in it. Ole Miss LSU this weekend. I got it 31-28 LSU. Game could go either way. How about this cool swag?
I mean, the blanket, the bean, they just.
Breakfast beers in honor of college football and Winston Churchill. How much time do I have? All right, cool. The Out of Bounds we'll see how effective Trey Harris and Bentley are tomorrow night against them LSU Tigers. Baton Rouge on a Saturday night. Boy, I have done that before. And it can be a blast when you win. And it can be hell getting out of there if you lose. Now, I'm not as mad at it anymore. This may sound bad. I've been to all these places. But as a kid, I did Baton Rouge on a Saturday night, as a college student, and as a post-college student. Now, at my age now, I'm not going back. However, I will be in my cool room in my house, my drink of choice, and some damn good food. But for those of you going to Baton Rouge, I love it. Be careful. And, the Raging Cajuns, man, there's nothing crazier. That's a passionate group. My first job out of grad school was with a company based out of Baton Rouge. So I was down there all the time, and you get to see how those people live. They're the same damn way on Monday night as they are on Saturday night. And I did learn early. We went to this was 24 years ago, I guess. We went to lunch with the office. I wasn't down there all the time, obviously, because I was working out of Jackson, but I was down there a good bit. And we went to lunch on Friday at this real swanky restaurant in Baton Rouge, and they started ordering drinks, martinis, beers, everything. I thought, well, this is cool. And so we're getting, it's fun. It's 2 hours. And then nobody goes back to work in Baton Rouge or New Orleans. They don't go back to work after lunch in those places. All right. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. This segment is brought to you by Wilderness Trail Bourbon, part of the Wild Turkey family. 97 points for their rye. Pick up some, try it. Let us know what you think. We want to welcome in Fat Jack Ross, FatJackSports.com, handicapper to the gods. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Fat Jack, I got to start with, this may not be a value game for you, and we'll get into that, but we have to start with Ole Miss at LSU. One, is there any value there with the line or the total? Two, if not, and you may not be playing it, who would you pick, though, if you were betting it?
Yeah, by the way, we're 7-0 this week in football and player props combined. So we had San Fran and under on Monday. Everybody gets the same plays and those are the plays I play. Kansas City and under on Monday. We had Florida International on Tuesday, and then Thursday, last night, we had San Francisco. So 4-0 there, or 3-0 there.
Hell yeah.
4-0 on the players. I mean, great start to the week at FatJackSports.com. On fire right now. So so good place to go. I actually do really like the game. Coming up. Here's the thing. Ole Miss is better at it's a little bit like OU Texas also. Ole Miss is better at every part of the game if you look at what's going on Saturday. When Ole Miss has played light defenses like this year, they're averaging 37 points a game. LSU's defense is not very good. They're a little below average nationally. And so Ole Miss should be able to score the football a lot. The only thing that gives you pause, and OU Texas is similar in this, is that historically, you don't want to look in the eye of playing LSU at home as an underdog. It's just a really bad place to put your money. LSU is a home dog, 103, 38-2 against the spread. This team, I mean, they are literally almost 70% historically against the number, and that's not at night. That's just overall. When you give them points at home, they almost always cover. Ultimately, you got to play what the teams are on Saturday, right? And you're getting the better team on offense. If Ole Miss doesn't go turn the ball, they're going to win. I think they're going to win by a bunch. I mean, 14 to 17 points. I don't think LSU will have as many answers offensively. Their offense is not bad. But defensively, I don't know if they're going to have any answers. If Ole Miss protects the ball, I think they win easily. But it always should give you a little bit of pause when you have such an overwhelming dominant number in a particular set of circumstances, which is what you're getting here, in a huge cover rate for LSU at home as a dog.
All right, Fat Jack Ross, FatJackSports.com, and he believes that Ole Miss could really, really extend their lead, I guess, in the second half and get up, 14 to 17 points, but then he throws out the 103-38-2. Against the spread for LSU as home dogs. I can't believe they've been, you know what, when you sent me that this week, Fat Jack, I can't believe they've been dogs that much over the history of their program. Now, I grew up, I know they were a damn roller coaster for decades when I was a kid. Saban got it right. Even Miles couldn't screw it up. Even Eddie O won a national title. It goes to show how much talent they get just for waking up every morning. But that did surprise me, that many games played at home as a dog. I guess that's an indictment on some of their coaching hires over the last 50 years or something.
And a lot of people would say, you know what, most of those guys are selling insurance or hanging out in the rocking chair right now, so who cares? I mean, and there's some validity to that. That's why I like Ole Miss.
Sure.
But
sure.
When you show up as a dog, you show up as a favorite in a Baton Rouge. And by the way, I say this, I go on Louisiana, I'll say this exact same information to them, and they will literally start burning down the trailer parks right now. I mean, they will not be happy with me saying these things about LSU, how I think Ole Miss is better on both sides of the ball and predominantly better on offense than LSU's defense. But it's the truth. But, yeah, that one stat does give you a little bit of a pause.
All right, I got to hit a couple more before we go value. Because, again, you may not be playing these games, but they're big games in our conference. Texas, Oklahoma, neutral field. Fat Jack Ross is laying 14.5 too many for Texas.
I just went on in Austin, and I told them the same thing I'm going to tell you, is that this is not – I do not love laying double digits in this series. I have gone to 32 Red River rivalries. I grew up in Norman, Oklahoma. I went to this game literally my entire childhood back when they were walking around Commerce Street and, trying to burn down the Adolphus Hotel and stuff, and fire engines would come out and spray you. Back when really there were no rules. So I'm very familiar with this series. And the one thing that you get used to since 1988, all right, double digits underdogs have shown up 13 different times, all right? 10 of those dogs have covered. Double-digit dogs in this series have covered 10 of 13 times since 1988, and 5 of them have won straight up. All right, so this, including 2015, Texas showed up as a 16.5-point underdog, beat OU straight up. And so this series is one of those where you can kind of throw out the rule book throw out the record books most of the time. Yes, Oklahoma has 2 quarterbacks, and they have no quarterbacks because they have 2. Yes, Texas has 2 quarterbacks, and they actually have 2 quarterbacks. All right. OU's defense should be confident and enough, and I think they'll get a couple of takeaways. Quentin Ewers is going to be back as the starter. There might be a little bit of rust there. The only way I see OU even sniffing winning the game, and I don't. I think Texas wins. I just think it's within the 14.5 or 15 in this number, is that if OU got 2 or 3 turnovers, got Texas out of what they like to do early, and then somehow, some way, OU got better quarterback play than they've had, including they're missing their 5 top receivers from preseason. OU's really, really hurt. Nobody wants to talk about that, but their receiving corps is literally decimated. So I don't like a lot of points in the game. I play under the 50 or so, and I would lean toward OU because of that and because of just the history in this series, lean toward OU plus the points.
Okay. There we go. Fat Jack Ross, fatjacksports.com, handicapper to the gods, going over the games this weekend. Check out his site, sign up. Win some money, have some fun, and they're doing it all, football, baseball, and everything else. Real quick, before we go value, one more. Bama hosting South Carolina after getting embarrassed by Vanderbilt. Do you expect them to blow the doors off of South Carolina tomorrow morning in T-Town?
Who the heck knows? Bo, I mean, my God. I mean, if I knew that, Alabama, what is the psyche there? I mean, this team, this is literally Dumb and Dumber. Our pets are falling off. I mean, they lost to Vanderbilt? Come on. I mean, I don't know what we even were watching last week. So to say that I know what's the psyche of that team, it's one of two things, Bo. They're either going to and they're going to beat South Carolina by 50, or they're looking around the locker room right now and saying, where's Nick Saban? We got some problems here. We need somebody to tide the ship here. And they're more worried about that. They didn't just almost get beat by Vanderbilt. They lost to Vanderbilt. So, I mean, I think this is one of those games where you can see both ways. They show up with an absolute hangover, or they show up because they don't have their head coach, they don't have the leadership, and everybody questions everything, or a team that understands if they win out and get back on track. And those are two big ifs. If they do that, they can still make their way into the playoffs and then some. So, and South Carolina is not like playing, who would be horrible? How about Vanderbilt? I mean, South Carolina is better than Vanderbilt. So if you played them 10 times. So South Carolina's been super inconsistent, but I do not know. It's only 21.5 or so, up a little bit from that. But I would stay away from that. A better spot for sure would be this Clemson team. Bo, they've been a team that I've been betting on weekly.
You have.
The Georgia loss. And when they came on and they lost to Georgia, I told everybody, listen, this is a team that just because they lose to Georgia doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they're not as good as Georgia. I mean, that's what we saw. What we've seen since are these 17 to 21 point favorites and then blowing that away, all right, on a weekly basis. North Carolina State, Stanford, and others, they have been more than confident at covering these big numbers, and their offense has been rolling and they've been taking the ball away. So instead of trying to figure out what Alabama's going to show up with at home on Saturday after losing, I'm going to lay the big number and play Clemson.
Okay. Fat Jack Ross on the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by Wings and Stella Artois. We're talking week 7 of college football and about to talk week 6 of the NFL. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Hit up his site right now, fatjacksports.com. He's 7-0 on a roll this week. Evidently, he bet on my Mets. Okay, so value games in college football. You want to give us one or two before we go to the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, the Clemson is definitely one of them. I think that BYU, I gave everybody preseason BYU over 4.5 wins. They're 5-0 right now. We've already cashing that ticket at the end of the year. But I kind of think this is where, and by the way, all that when you sign up at fatjacksports.com, you get a portal that has all of the season-long bets we gave everybody. So you're going to see those exact bets are posted there. One of the easier, that and the Jets under were the two easiest ones. Jets are not going over their win total. I think it was 10.5. So a couple more like that. I talked about Clemson. Notre Dame, very similar in that when they've been good, they've been really good. Stanford has had no answer once they get down a couple of touchdowns in the second half of some of these games. I go ahead and lay the big number, play Notre Dame. And then we're talking about BYU. I think that they come to an end here. If not for the win, definitely the cover. They're 5-0 against the spread this year. I think this is a tougher spot. Look for Arizona to come in and give them some problems. I'll take Arizona plus the points in that one. Okay.
Fat Jack Ross on the Out of Bounds Show. Let's go to the NFL. I do have to hit the Cowboys, whether there's value there or not. So they had a hell of a win last Monday morning, whatever the hell it was. That was a crazy game. I was happy to see Dak do what he did late in the game. But they play the Lions now. And so Cowboys, Lions, who do you like and why in that one, Fat Jack?
Yeah, so underdogs are still dominating this year in the NFL, and bigger dogs are really dominating. 5.5 points or more, they're 19-5-1 against the spread. They have 13 wins, so those are bigger underdogs. So I always lead in with that because always to be careful playing games exactly like this. The general public loves Detroit. They're going to want to lay the small number. They saw what Jared Goff did last time out. I mean, he was like 18 for 18 for 1,000,000 yards. I mean, why don't we just not play the game, right? I mean, that's what everybody thinks. Dallas is hurt. They got everybody on the IR. They're not stopping the run. Although, why is this number only 3? I mean, why isn't it 5.5 or 6? It isn't because Vegas realizes that there's going to be some regression with what Detroit has been able to do. Jared Goff's not going to go 18 for 18 every time he shows up. Dallas is not going to lose every single game at home in Jerry World this year. There will be a game or two that's an outlier. This has absolute as much reason as any to be that game. I think Dallas shows up. They did figure some things out. That Pittsburgh defense is not bad. I think they figured some things out. If they're able to score, I think that they keep this game close and within the number. It wouldn't surprise me if they won. This thing goes right down the wire. It's either play Dallas or don't bet it because of what the NFL is. So if you want to walk up and just play the best team every week, you're going to play Cincinnati over the Giants. You're going to play Buffalo over the Jets and their new coaching staff. You're going to play Philly over Cleveland, Tampa over New Orleans. Those type games, if that's who you are as a sports gambler, you're going to lose long-term. Force your market down. And you would absolutely put Detroit at Dallas, only given 3, as the poster child of what the general public's going to walk up and want to do, which is play the better team and focus on all the injuries on one of these two teams, which is the Cowboys. Don't do that. That long-term, even if it get away with it this week, long-term you're going to lose doing that. Play the Cowboys plus the points or don't play it at all.
Any other value I know there is, over the weekend for fatjacksports.com?
Yeah, so a couple of, I think easier ones, all right, that are the public, because most of the value you get in the NFL are with underdogs nobody wants to bet. Teams like Carolina, after looking horrible, expect them to stay with it. We just talked about dogs of 5.5 points or more, 19-5-1 against the spread with 13 wins, all right? That is exact spot. is what's been covering at about 78% and winning 13 to 19 times. So I'd be careful there. The easier spots, I think, are going to be teams like Tampa. I do think Tampa's the right side in that one. They had as much rest as you can get in the NFL without a bye week versus New Orleans with the shortest amount of rest you can get without a bye week. When that typically happens, you get the team that's rested covering the number, and it actually goes over the total more times than not as well. Tampa's 9-3 against the spread. Their last 12 on the road. I think they are in a good spot there. You're getting Spencer Rattler for New Orleans because of Carr's injury. That sets up well for Tampa as well. The other one that's a little bit easier to walk up and bet, I like the Chargers. I think that, especially after the bye, that they're going to go ahead and go beat Denver at Mile High or whatever they're calling that stadium now. This is a team that's not going to score a bunch of points, but they're going to win a lot of close, low-scoring games protecting the football. So those are the ones that will be easy. The other thing, Bo, I've never offered this special I'm running this week. It's $32. It's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. You get 2 NFL, 2 college, 2 players props, and 2 Major League Baseball playoff games for only $32 this weekend. I've never offered it in 27 years of doing this. It's not all the plays we're going to play, but these are the same plays my players are going to, everybody that signs up for full packages are getting. They're also getting these games, but it's allowing the guy that's a little lower better, doesn't feel like he has the money to invest in winning weeks, to go ahead and get signed up. Go to FatJackSports.com. Check the results tab first. Everybody gets the same plays. The plays that are on this special that you're going to get for $32 will all be posted there at the end of the weekend because those are included in the plays everybody else is getting. But for $32, you can win this week and bet in the games against the spread at FatJackSports.com.
Okay, $32. FatJackSports.com. All right, my man. Are you in London?
I am in Spain right now, and I will be back tomorrow for the London game. So I left, I went to Rome, and now I'm in, where am I? I'm at this island. I don't know the name of it. It's a famous island, and I need to figure out where I am because we took a boat here. And but anyway, it's I can't remember it. Anyway, I'm in Spain right now. I'll be back in London on Saturday tomorrow, and ready for the games coming up this weekend. So I sound like a bit stupid. I'll take a picture for you. But, yeah, I've been literally on an island in Spain for about 36 hours. We're wrapping that up, and I was in Rome before that. Going back to London for the game. I'll be at the Chicago and the Jets game coming up on Sunday. Spanish wine is my favorite. Tempranillo and Grenache. It's 95% of what I drink. Love it. All right. Be good, and we'll talk next week, okay? All right, buddy. Have a good week. See you soon. Thanks. FatJackSports.com. Fat Jack Ross on the Out of Bounds show. And that was brought to you by Wilderness Trail Bourbon, and their rye scored 97 points. And Nathan McCarty at Briarwood Wine and Spirits has some Wilderness Trail barrel picks, or a barrel pick, and it's delicious. He also has the rye, which is 97 points. Okay, so he likes Ole Miss to pull away if things go. Yeah, I've got LSU 31, Ole Miss 28. I expect to hear from you on Twitter and the text line if I'm wrong. If I'm right, I don't expect to hear from you. No. So Twitter at Bowbounds, the text line 601-885-3776. We decided to do a spin the prize wheel football Friday, which was a ton of fun.
Got some hater responses on the YouTube channel.
Did we?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of folks on there. We appreciate you going there. We got about 40, 50 comments on there.
We're going to start doing it more. That's my thought.
They love that. Gibson 15, he says, just give us what we want, man.
For someone who doesn't always do what they're supposed to, you actually ordered that prize wheel online.
I did.
Blake still couldn't believe it when I told him that you actually did it.
Really, it's honestly, Nick and I.
You couldn't believe it.
No, I actually went through with it and did it. I wanted the prize wheel.
Yeah.
I knew it looked good. The click, man. It's got that little click, 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 like the Wheel of Fortune did. As soon as I hear them clicks, it's like a slot machine.
Some of the black pegs or whatever, they've fallen off.
Oh, I can fix that.
Okay.
They screw in.
I don't even know if we have them.
Oh, well,
We'll have to look around if we kept them. I don't know.
We'll find something to throw up.
There's so many people in and out.
It's a good-looking wheel.
It's a great-looking wheel.
I mean, there was a lot of debate on how big a wheel we wanted.
Yeah. Should we get a bigger one?
I don't know. I mean, it's great to have right beside you if you were up there on the set. Now, if you're over there, we can go bigger.
I hadn't thought about that. Okay. I like it, but maybe we do go bigger on the next one. Okay.
Robert M. text in. Tell Jackson to get the Fat Jack podcast segment uploaded ASAP. I missed part of it.
His connection was terrible, and I'm sorry about that. He's overseas, and you're just going to have to get through that. But other than that, it was good.
You'll hear the meat of the picks.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get the picks.
So I guess I need to figure out who's going to win this here giveaway, huh?
Yes.
Squirrel wants a personalized 8x10 photo of you.
Say, I work for the Navy. Anytime I get around boats, I get overzealous.
He wants a 8x10 of me?
Yeah.
Love it.
And, you've been complimented highly on this here YouTube stream.
Oh, yeah?
They say you're looking jacked in Ole Miss blue.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't even know that. I didn't even think about it. I don't really think about what I'm wearing.
It's a pretty blue.
If I change to, look like, I don't know, I'm in business or something for lunch or meetings, but when we're up here, it's pullover.
Sure. Sean P. Oktoberfest for breakfast with a Scotch egg. Tito Bloody Mary for brunch with a crab cake Benedict.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's heat.
I'm with him. Who is that?
That is Sean.
Sounds like I'm hanging out with Sean this weekend.
On the YouTube comment line, whatever that's called.
All right, let's do on the YouTube. Oh, we'll have to
YouTube comment section.
We'll have to
it's real estate.
Sponsor that.
Real estate, baby.
No question.
Rare real estate.
So we did National Gumbo Day.
Did we figure out what the best place was to get gumbo? Do you have a go-to?
I don't really.
I just go to Louisiana.
I'm trying to think. No, there's some good places around here.
There are, for sure.
How and Mouse has good gumbo.
They always have.
I'm missing Que Sera. Like, look, man, late 80s through 2000, Que Sera
hitting it.
Had, when I tell you the gumbo was special.
Seafood Revolution had that turtle.
Oh, yeah.
Turtle soup gumbo.
Yeah, I know they didn't make it, but they did have a couple of good things.
It was good. That was really good.
Pulled pork day. Pulled pork nachos. Oh, man. I'm in. Two Brothers or Martin's in Livingston or Burgers, Blues, Barbecue in Dogwood. National Sausage Pizza Day. We'll go with Aplos in the Renaissance and Aplos in Highland Village. And No Brawl Day we dedicated to Sam Pittman, or one of our listeners did. And Jermaine Benoit, we dropped her audio on how to get rid of man boobs. You have to eat real carrots. Have a great weekend. The content on our podcast is delicious. Go to Apple Podcast or Spotify. Search Out of Bounds with Bo Bounds. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.